of President Donald Trump's exceptional efforts to strengthen the long-standing ties of friendship and strategic partnership between the United Arab Emirates and United States of America, I am honored to announce that His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan bestows the Order of Zayed upon President Trump.
Will you give me the honor?
Conservative brief on truth. Breaking. President Trump has been bestowed with the Order of Zayed, the United Arab Emirates' highest civilian honor. What U.S. president has been bestowed with such amazing honor?
Howard likes the idea. I want to really make a lot of money, pay off debt, and just get it, and then you do it, fund, you know. These people have no debt. It's nice to have a fund. I say to Howard, we're a little early because we have debt, and really, it sounds like a lot, but relative to the kind of income and everything that we have, it's not really that much, but it's still a lot, and I'd rather pay the debt off and then do the fund after the debt's paid off. And to me, the fund is just pay off debt. We're making a lot of money. We had a situation 6 months ago. We were losing $5 billion a day on trade. Now we're making money on trade. Don't forget, we were losing $1 trillion to China. So we essentially went cold turkey with China for a period of a month. Therefore, we weren't losing $1 trillion. I think that's pretty simple, Scott, right? The Emir, because he put up a lot, and in terms of investment, it could amount to 2 million, 3 million, maybe even 4 million jobs in the United States. And more importantly, it's really important stuff. It's tremendous refining capabilities. It's capabilities for very high-end. AI is a big subject, and it's a big subject over here, too. I always say, what are you investing in? It seems one thing everybody seems to have in common is AI. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. Maybe you shouldn't do it because too many people are doing it, or maybe you should follow the crowd, fellas. Okay, so you're going to figure it out.
To everyone confused by the hair-swinging ritual in Trump's UAE visit, that wasn't random. That wasn't a TikTok dance. That was ancient, intentional, royal. Here's what it really meant. The ritual is known in Gulf Arab culture, especially in the UAE, as part of a ceremonial welcome reserved for kings, heads of state, and those given the highest honor. The synchronized hair swaying by women is not a performance. It's a gesture of grace, pride, and spiritual blessing. It symbolizes honor, purity of intent, and in some interpretations, submission to a higher cause or protector. It's rare, it's sacred. You don't get this unless you're being received as a liberator or covenant figure. Donald Trump didn't walk into a normal greeting. He was flanked by military, tribal elders, and ceremonial dancers. This was a king's welcome. It sent a message to the world, and especially to those watching in silence. He's not just back. He's the one we trust now. This was the global power shift, wrapped in ancient tradition, posted by 589 Ball on X. Nick Salter posted on X, 11:50 p.m. May 15, 2025. Alert. Now, President Trump has been escorted into Abu Dhabi by Emirati F-16s. This is the third country in 3 days to welcome 47 with fighter jet escorts. The respect for our president is totally unprecedented.
So there's a lot of things happening in the world right now, and I get it. People are scared. But just remember one thing. We got your backs.
We're setting records on this trip. We're bringing a lot of investment back into the USA. We'll be well over 10 trillion. I want to thank Your Highness for helping with that number. It's going to be a great investment for you. President Donald J. Trump, the White House. Forwarded from Azazel News, Roosevelt Terriers. Syria's president promises work and prosperity as sanctions ease.
My dear fellow citizens, the path and the road is still long, and we are about to start the revolution of Syria so that we can transform Syria and make Syria a country of work and prosperity. And from here, we confirm that Syria will commit to strengthening the investment climate in Syria so that we can enable the unlocking of the capitals within Syria and outside Syria so that we can reconstruct the country together. We welcome all the investors from inside and outside the countries and from Syria and from also Turkey and all our friends. And we call on them, we urge them to benefit from the different opportunities in the different domains and fields.
Can we talk about Syria? You're a strong backer of this new government, and you've been lobbying for sanctions release for some time now to unlock aid into the country. Now, Donald Trump in Riyadh announced that he is lifting sanctions. This news is making huge waves across this region. What do you now believe that you can accomplish for Syria?
Well, I think, first of all, the Syrian people deserve to live a dignified life. And basically, the sanctions were imposed on Assad regime, given his behavior against his own people. And now, if the sanctions remain as they were, how we will be able to help the Syrian people to change their situation and to get out of the consequences of the civil war that they had and they've been through in the last 12 years maybe. So lifting the sanction, we believe it is the right step moving forward. Now, there are a lot of questions being raised about, okay, how do we know the current government? What's about their background? Everyone has these questions, and these are legitimate questions since it's a new government. And given this background, of course, we have no knowledge about this government until they became in power. So basically, what we decided to do is to start engaging with them, to start to see if they are saying and doing the right things. Then we should support them. We should support the stability of Syria. We should support that Syria shouldn't fail and shouldn't turn into a chaos. And basically what we've been hearing and what we've been seeing until now, we've been hearing the right things. Of course, there will be downsides from time to time. There will be some mistakes happening here and there. And this is a country which is getting out of civil war after a long time.
Breaking news, Trump didn't just lift sanctions on Syria. He fired a shot at every global institution that thought they still ran the world. No UN approval, no congressional vote, just one handshake, and 10 years of isolation vanished. For over a decade, Syria was locked out of the global economy. Now, Trump opened the gates with a single move, and this wasn't charity. It was calculated disruption. In return, Syria, backed by Gulf funding, is launching a new AI energy corridor. That corridor bypasses Chinese ports, redirects European oil flow, and places Washington, not Brussels or Beijing, back at the center of global infrastructure. Trump didn't send troops. He sent business plans. And for the American people, cheaper oil billions in defense contracts, one less endless war draining your wallet. But beyond politics, one thing is clear. Trump didn't wait to win back the White House to start acting like he owns the map. You might not like how he plays the game, but when was the last time foreign policy actually paid off for you?
Look at this. President Trump visits the UAE. Khalifa was illuminated with the U.S. flag. This is happening all over the city. The U.S. flag lighting up their skyscrapers with President Trump's visit. President Trump views UAE's U.S. AI cluster presentation. Look at that city right there. Cyber trucks, fire engine red, escorting the president's motorcade as he arrives in Qatar. Speaking about Qatar, Qatar just made a deal with the United States, 160 Boeing jets being purchased by Qatar. Also, Qatar has given as a gift to President Trump a 747 jumbo jet. You probably all seen it. I'm not so sure if that's very smart because of the Trojan horse effect. Could it be used as a tool for assassination? Here's another video of this, the lighting of the city as President Trump rolls in with his motorcade. Lots of deals being met over there in the Middle East. Tell me what you think, how he's doing below. If you guys want to join my X account, the link is down below. A lot happening right now. Welcome to Rapid Updates. This is Rapid. More news, less BS. Let's do a recap on yesterday, the previous videos that I put out. We have Syria president thanking Trump for giving them a chance to have a country by lifting sanctions off of Syria. And there's a video that surfaced of the president, I forget his name, of Syria. He's thankful for what took place, thankful for the announcement of lifting sanctions, and he wants a prosperous country. This is really big. Hopefully this can take place. Now, on the other hand, Saudi Arabia also, not only they did do deals with, $600 billion with the United States, but also, you might not have heard, they also are buying weapons from the United States. I saw that clip as well. It's just not talked about very much. And then we have the negotiations between U.S. and Iran in Iraq at some point, and the Arab summit that's taking place in Baghdad next weekend. There's some ties I want to make with Iran and Iraq because they're like brothers and sisters looking at from a country standpoint, because if we weren't in Iraq right now, Iraq would be Iran. That's the bottom line. And obviously, let's just call it like it is. It's about oil and energy and natural resources. And ever since the invasion of Iraq, we have always kept a foothold in Iraq because obviously we don't want those tentacles that are already embedded inside Iraq from Iran to get any deeper. So we can't let that happen from a U.S. foreign policy standpoint. So Iran coming out and saying, hey, we're going to drop or delete 4 zeros off our notes. Is that the deal that's taking place in the back room? Okay, let's just keep it simple. The United States is saying to Iran, demolish, destroy your nuclear plans, and you can be a prosperous nation once again, just as rich as Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Kuwait and UAE. You want to be a part of that? This is what's going to happen. You want your currency to go up in value? This is what's going to happen. And Iraq's about ready to do it. I believe that Iraq's currency sometime, I don't want to sound like the others, but if this Iran deal goes through, not only will it separate Iran from the BRICS nation and most likely interrupt it for a little bit. But this is going to help Iraq. This has a lot to do with the Iraqi dinar, in my opinion. Let's get rapid. Dollar closes slightly lower in Baghdad and Erbil, 143,250 Iraqi dinars for $100, and that's the selling price. The buying price is 141,250 dinars for every 100. They're getting ready for the summit. Popular mobilization forces units are deployed at the entrance of Baghdad for security reasons. And this ties in right with what I was saying with on Iran. Hey, we have the foreign minister. Iraqi's decisions is Baghdad's alone, not the hands of Tehran. And more talk about Iraqi president welcomes U.S.-Iranian negotiations. He affirmed his country's supports for Syria and warns against foreign interference in it. This is all about the U.S.-Iranian negotiations, and that's why there's this backdoor happening. Something big and huge is happening, and you got to remember, it's all about interrupting the BRICS nations going forward with their own currency and everything that the BRICS stand for. If you can get Iran, man, if you can bust that up, man, that will be big and huge. Just think, if Iran can't get a nuclear weapon, but they become a wealthy country, so will Iraq. Iraq will be right there in the forefront.
You have mentioned the case of Edan Alexander, whom we are happily seeing him free finally. This took us like a long, a lot of time and a lot of efforts and a lot of pressure without any exchange, which is basically something has never happened. Now, we wanted this to be also as a first step toward having a complete hostage deal. Unfortunately, the next day being followed by a massacre on a hospital in Gaza, and
obviously,
just to try,
the Israelis obviously said they were going after senior Hamas leadership.
Yeah, but going after senior Hamas leader doesn't mean killing 70 people just as a collateral damage, which has just been the justification for the last year and a half. We cannot reach a deal when we have two different, a fundamental difference between the two parties. One party wants just to retrieve the hostage and continue the war, and the other party wants to end the war and doesn't think about the hostages.
Forwarded from Azazon News, Roosevelt Terriers. Israeli Finance Minister Gideon Saar, no famine in Gaza, insists his government is facilitating food aid, but weary of Hamas exploiting it for the group's economic machine.
There is no famine in Gaza Strip. It is simply not true. Speaking about today, this is the current situation, and we are monitoring the situation all the time to see whether something must be changed or not. The aid cannot feed the war machine or the economic machine of the enemy. It is very important to learn it. President Biden himself, on October 2023, said it publicly that if the aid will go to Hamas, it will be immediately stopped. We know it was not immediately stopped, and we continue to facilitate the entrance of humanitarian aid to Gaza Strip.
Trump rolls through emptied streets in the UAE, lighting in the colors of the US flag.
wants peace.
Went on for another hour, I could have sat there. The way he did it, the tone of his voice, and the points that he chose. I mean, if you want from a point of social, you want a point from political, you want a point from business, you want a point from defense, you want a point from technology. He covered all those and just did it in such a elegant way.
Truth is that he obviously cares about peace around the world, and he spent his entire, 4 or 5 months of his administration sending his emissaries around the world to create peace deals.
Should English people pay for you to have a house?
Maybe they give me house, they give me anything I can need, they give me.
Just give it.
Yeah.
Why?
Because people in England is perfect.
Oh, so you think we're all rich people,
Yeah.
so we can give? Okay.
So this was posted on the Chosen One's channel, and John F. Kennedy on X, it was just screenshotted. This was posted, or he posted at 8:03 p.m. May 15, 2025, and it reads, "Alert! The White House triggers emergency broadcast system in 24 hours. The countdown has begun. Operation Odin deployed through Starlink. Millions have already received the alert. Is this the quantum shift we've been warned about?" It didn't happen in New Zealand because I didn't get an alarm. I can't wait until these disclosures are announced. This is the story of America. On July 4th, 2026, America will celebrate the most important milestone in our country's history, 250 years of American independence, with a single sheet of parchment and 56 signatures. America began the greatest political journey in human history, said President Trump of this momentous anniversary. 56 signatures, 56 states. Let's see. The new states, I would say, would be New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Greenland, Pacific nations. Who's the sixth one? Maybe it's Mexico. We'll see. I think it is. Countdown to America's 250th anniversary. Under the President's leadership, the Salute to America 250 Task Force 250, has commenced the planning of a full year of festivities to officially launch on Memorial Day 2025 and continue through July 4th, 2026. The White House is engaging and encouraging the entire federal government, state and local governments, the private sector, non-profit and educational institutions, and every citizen across this country to join in this historic celebration. Task Force 250 invites citizens to have a renewed love of American history, experience the beauty of our country, and ignite a spirit of adventure and innovation that will raise our nation to new heights over the next 250 years. As part of these efforts, Task Force 250 is proud to present an original video series, The Story of America. It's on this link, whitehouse.gov. I'll put it in the description. Forwarded from Ginger Doucet. Over 16,000 medbed centres in the US. One of Bruce's contacts has seen them in person and they are impressive. If you are in dire need or a ZIM holder, you will have priority access. There is no charge for medbed treatment. Emails over the weekend, celebration call Tuesday or earlier. Sudani follows Trump's moves and refocuses attention on Baghdad summit. We have surprises. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani commented on Wednesday on US President Donald Trump's visit to the Gulf, describing it as important. He noted that the outcomes of the Baghdad summit could be influenced by the results of Trump's visit to the Gulf states. He also hinted at surprises in the Arab summit, both in terms of decisions and participation, while firmly stressing that Iraq has no intention of pursuing any peace initiative with Israel in line with the country's constitution and laws. We will not reconcile with Israel. Soudani reiterated Iraq's unwavering stance. Due to our principled position, Iraq does not consider any peace project with Israel. The law and constitution criminalize any form of relations with it. Regarding Trump's Gulf tour, Soudani said, "The U.S. President's visit to the Gulf region is important, and we hope its outcomes will be positive for the situations in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen. Iraq supports any path that embraces dialogue and resolving issues through understanding, particularly the Palestinian cause, which lies at the heart of the region's problems." He added, "We are open to surprises. There may indeed be surprises at the Arab Summit because the region needs decisive resolutions of this nature. The summit's outcomes could be shaped by the outcomes of Trump's visit to the Gulf." Soudani also revealed a notable development in summit participation. There could be surprises regarding the attendance and representation at the Arab Summit. The Syrian regime has chosen to be represented by its foreign minister, posted by 964 Media. Could it be that Trump is planning a surprise appearance at the Arab Summit in Baghdad? Given the timing of his Gulf tour and Soudani's hints about unexpected developments in attendance and representation, it's not out of the question. A dramatic entrance by Trump could signal a bold diplomatic move or even a broader realignment in the U.S.-Arab relations. If so, it would certainly add a historic twist to an already pivotal summit. Posted by Melania Stasia Romanov. Brothers Technology posted on X, 7:25 p.m. 5/14/25. First, public visibility of the new rate, which unifies citizens and banks. Is it supposed to be second? Surprise the world with the announcement and presentation to the world, the new Republic of Iraq, in my opinion. It will not reconcile Israel. Showtime, no more lies. Denari's Gurus, posted 12:17 p.m. 15 May 25. IQD RV alert. The winds of change are blowing heavy out of Baghdad, and the whispers are turning into roars. We are the people. Intel is lighting up, and top-tier sources are saying we are in the final window. The Iraqi dinar is about to pop off like never before. Forwarded from Azazel News, Roosevelt Terriers. Adventures in deep fakes. Zelensky arrives in Turkey to meet with President Erdogan. By the way, Erdogan was not at the airport to personally meet him. Do what you will with that information.
Please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Forwarded from Jazeera.news. John Dowling. Iraq and Soudani aren't just hosting the summit, they're leading it. And on Saturday the 17th, no less, no coincidences, President Trump is slated to make a surprise visit, either in person or on a teleconference. Notice he didn't say where he was headed to this weekend specifically. The release of sanctions of Syria is huge. Iran should be next. That's the turning point for Iraq and the reset in general. As all the economic sanctions are removed, there's your cue for the RV. UAE met with Ripple this week as well, so they're all in on XRP. Notice everything's being queued up for Memorial Day weekend into Monday. They have this timed effect. Derek Johnson mentioned that President Trump said Memorial Day was the first market date leading into July 4th of next year. There's your Jubilee window right there. The Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, just saluted America and President Trump in red, white, and blue. The White House. Declare it. Use the power of your voice to declare into your universe that you welcome blessings, you welcome miracles. You live in a world that keeps getting better and better every day. Speak it out loud. Do you realize how marvelous it is that you hold the power of creation in your voice? Your words are not just words. They are using your unique frequency that you have the free will to focus in any direction you want, to send out a vibration of creation to the universe. Your words do not merely describe your world, they create it. Choose your words wisely and remember your power of creation as you speak it out. As you say it, so it is.